First story I want to talk about today is the Mueller report. It dropped yesterday. It's redacted. I posted a pretty funny meme that I saw on Twitter with Taylor Swift. She's wearing like stripes, and I was like, look, she's wearing the Mueller report redacted style, very stylish with the stripes. Those are some funny threads on Twitter. If you go to my Twitter page, I have some. All jokes aside, though, yeah, of course, there's a lot of redacted information in there, and the reason I'm saying it doesn't actually matter, I want to take a different approach because everyone's saying this is that, it exonerates Trump, it doesn't exonerate Trump. We'll talk about that in a second, but let's take a whole different approach, why it doesn't matter. First reason it doesn't matter, why it never mattered, why I've been saying this for 2 years is because the whole Russia collusion conspiracy narrative from the very beginning was a cover-up policy. If you watch, I believe Jimmy Dore, he's a progressive analyst, but he traced it back all the way to before the election even ended. They had an insurance policy. They basically were like, if we lose the election, we're gonna use this as our like media push to try to sabotage Trump. It's all been written. We've known this for 2 years. They made it up. And also, if you look at anything, like you wanna look at Russian collusion. Okay, who colluded the most with Russia? You have 2 years of Trump investigations which led to him like cursing and saying, oh no, I'm screwed. You have Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State, Obama as president, and everyone else working for them sold a huge portion, I believe 1/5 or 20% of the United States uranium to Russia, and then all of a sudden they're getting like hundreds of millions of dollars flowing to foundations. I'm no investigator, I'm not a judge, I'm not a private detective, so I'm not going to say what it is or what it isn't. What I'm going off of is reporting by mainstream sources such as the New York Times even reported on this stuff a couple years ago. So it's like, even with Russia collusion, if you want to look at Russian collusion, it's all there. Our country sold out to God knows how many countries. It's ridiculous. I mean, when it comes to foreign influence in the press, you have Qatar, state funding Al Jazeera. You have BBC, CBC, which is Canada and Britain respectively. You have Saudi princes all up in a lot of these big tech companies, even News Corp and Time Warner, which are, CNN and Fox News are, a lot of influence otherwise. I know I'm missing some. I mean, China, between the Confucius schools on campus and all of the times they hacked us, they talk about Russian hacking. China hacked the FDIC, I believe that's the name of it, which is a government institution, and U.S. officials covered up for it. And this reporting, people would say, Anomaly's the crazy guy on YouTube. He's like Alex Jones. He's so nutty. And it's like, what I just said? I said, China hacked the FDIC. U.S. officials covered up for it. I'm repeating actually a CNN headline. So for all the normies out there who think I'm so crazy, CNN reported this stuff. China also hacked a Navy contractor and stole our weapons plans. This is not Alex Jones. This is not Breitbart. This is not Big Bad Sean Hannity or Tucker Carlson. This isn't whoever else no one wants to listen to. This is Washington Post, who told you that China hacked a Navy contractor. Meanwhile, Russia scratches their arm and everyone's like, oh my God, that's an act of war. You got Morgan Freeman on the television like, this is a modern warfare. It's like, bro, if that's warfare, then what is it when China hacks a Navy contractor and steals our weapons? And I'm not even scratching the surface. I could talk about it, and I have 30 other videos about it. Foreign influence in media, foreign influence in our country, foreign influence in politics. It's so ridiculously enormous where there's probably 5 countries I'm missing, but everybody's all up in our country. It's run out by the military-industrial complex, the pharmacy industry. If we were and I love America, trust me, America's a beautiful woman, but that's why I'm on here now. Because if you go from beautiful woman to sold out prostitute, for a long time politicians have been prostitutes. Who aren't they sold out to? It's like these people are like, now that people are paying attention, I'll finally stop taking money from the pharmacy industry. And when people stop paying attention, I'll take the money again, while people are dying off of opioids. The point I'm getting to is the reason the Mueller report doesn't matter, number one, is because our country's already so far sold out to so many foreign and domestic lobbyists. The fact that they were saying that Trump, who just got into politics, was working with Russia, 2 years of investigations, little to no evidence, not only does it not matter, not only was it probably not even true to begin with, but it's such a ridiculous distraction from every other thing that matters in our country. It's really costly, and I hope that the people who push this hoax and this witchcraft literally witchcraft too. It's pretty demonic. But witch hunt, I hope that in a peaceful way, because I'm very kind, kinder than most, that they get the karma that they deserve. And I'm not God, I'm not the universe. They will, because the millions of lives that they affected, the millions of brains that they scrambled, and the fracture that they've put on our country is so ridiculously huge, to the point where we can't solve wars, we can't solve the opiate crisis, homelessness, poverty. We got a long laundry list of problems in our country, and we can't talk about any of them because they're talking about this dang Russia collusion. Second reason it doesn't matter, I'm going to go to the flip side. It doesn't matter because when it comes to Democrats and liberals, and I don't want to group you in. If you're a Democrat or you're a liberal or you're a progressive or an independent and you don't feel this way, understand, I'm not talking about you. Just understand that all of the leaders, most mass media, this is how they are. So if you are on the left, then, consider what I'm saying and be like, hey, why am I being represented by a bunch of psychopaths when I'm actually normal? Take it like that. Don't get mad. But the left wing doesn't actually care anymore about anything. I don't know where to start. I would say with their campaigns before the Mueller collusion, they did believe all women, and the woman is to be believed with Christine Blasey Ford and many others. And they set the precedent of, before that, although our criminal justice system is very broken, it was, we want evidence, we need proof. You go to court, you do a trial, and then they decide whether you're guilty or innocent. That's the beauty of our country-ish, although I would say it seems like rich people and connected people never get in trouble. Can't help but notice that, but that's what we were built off of. And even though it's broken, it is a little bit better than a lot of places still. However, with this Blasey Ford and this believe all women and stuff, but only for you, not for them. When Joe Biden has 15 women coming at him, don't believe those women, just only believe women who go against conservative men. But don't believe the millions of conservative women. Don't believe they'll throw in white women. We're mad at white women because they don't vote the way we want them to vote to. They start bringing race and sexuality into it. They're such hypocrites, but they started a whole precedence of like, don't look for proof, don't look for evidence. We want to be right so bad, we're just going to find somebody of our gender and our race and our sexuality that we agree with, and we're going to push them in all mass media, and we're going to tell you if you disagree with them, you're sexist and you're a horrible person. The reason number two that the Mueller report doesn't matter is because the opposition of the Mueller report and the people pushing that, which is not all the left, there are progressives like Glenn Greenwald and Jimmy Dore who stood firm in that. And although I disagree with them on a lot, I do respect them and compliment them a lot for doing that because they're not like these establishment lefties there. But they don't really care. Like, they're so far gone. It doesn't matter if they have all the proof in the world. There's all the evidence. They never will stop. They're not going to stop at this. They're already, Elizabeth, I'm 1,000th Native American, yet I stand up for minorities, but I pretend to be a minority when I know I'm not, to get into school, get discounts and loans. We get it, Elizabeth Warren. She's out here saying, we're going to impeach Trump. We're pushing for impeachment. Alexandria, I'm Hispanic, so vote for me. I'm just like you, even though I moved to the... Anyway, they don't care. They don't care how much evidence there isn't. They don't care if there's 15 wars and these people did this and this person got $100 million and everybody's selling the country out. I'm going to talk about it in the second segment too with global warming and climate change. Same thing. It's like environmentalism is real. Health is real. But they put this one narrative where it's like climate change, Russia collusion, and then you don't actually pay attention to health and how to save the environment. So reason number two, it doesn't matter, very simply. I could talk about this for a while, but the Democrats and the establishment media, they don't care. They don't care at all. They don't care what they see. They don't care what evidence. They never did. They've ruined a lot of things just off the fact that they were like, I hate Trump so much, I'm gonna do anything under the sun to try to get him out of office. But the thing is, if he's really this big bad Disney villain like they claim, it should be easy to just shine a light on him and be like, look, this is what he's doing. You shouldn't have a 2-year investigation saying you're going to find collusion and collaboration with Russia. And the only evidence you have is him saying things like he's not happy about the investigation, which he also publicly said for 2 years that it was slowing him down. And also him, obstructing justice, which you can't do unless there's actually a crime. So this is, and I'm going to go into the second thing because I don't want to waste too much time. This is really a metaphor for everything they do. they lie. They put the lie everywhere. They put the lie on television. They put the lie on every single rap record. They put the lie everywhere you turn. It's at every hotel, at every airport. The lie's everywhere. And if you try to tell the truth about the lie or you try to disagree with the lie, they say, you're obstructing justice, or you're crazy, or you're racist, or you're sexist, or you're xenophobic, or they'll make up a new word that you're a bloop bloop blarb. And you're like, what does that mean? You're like, you don't know what the bloop bloop blarb means? They're worse than the KKK, damn it. You're like, all right, guy, we get it. You don't care about anything. So with the Mueller report and this stuff, it's like they lie. They make a bubble of lies, and if you come to pop it, when you pop it, it sprays everywhere. They're like, you're obstructing justice. What are you doing? You're working with Russia. Because we said you worked with Russia, but you didn't, and you told the truth when we were lying, so you're obstructing the justice of what we said on the television. It's like these people are unhinged, and I'm at least very grateful that, the Lord, our Lord and Savior, is finally revealing these people, where you have celebrities like Chelsea Handler finally coming on television and saying, you know what, I'm mentally ill, I had to see a psychiatrist, and I realized that, the Trump, election shattered my reality, and I have problems with my family. Like, she said that. I was like, she didn't say it like that, but that's pretty much what she said, which if you trace my videos back, I've actually been saying that for a year. Not to microanalyze, but I'm like, clearly she's mentally ill, and she's scapegoating, projecting all her own problems onto Donald Trump. He's like the target. It's like if you didn't get the job 5 years ago, or your ex-boyfriend left you 6 years ago, or you're like a jealous alcoholic psychopath, what's easier? It's the big bullseye. It's like, Trump. Why did my boyfriend leave me? Trump. Why am I an alcoholic? Trump. Why do all my friends do ecstasy every week and we're losing our minds? Trump. Why have I not been happy for 15 years? Trump. And then finally you sit down with a psychiatrist and he's like, Donald Trump is not your problem, Chelsea. There's 99 problems, but bit ain't one. I edited myself. So overall, we could talk about everything. We could talk about the lines and the redactions and what it said and what it didn't say, but it doesn't matter because, first of all, it never mattered. It's always been a distraction from the military-industrial complex, from the pharmacy industry, from pollution, from homelessness, take one of 100 problems facing the world, and the Mueller report isn't one of them. And I want to say, not only was there the Uranium One scandal that they haven't really looked into, not only did Obama say on a hot mic that he's like, when I'm out of office, we're going to be way more flexible. But also, if you look at Trump and Russia, Trump is actually more bullish towards Russia besides Syria. That's the only little jug he did. They so badly wanted to start a war in Syria, but Trump did a little finesse and he's like, he flipped out real quick. And but he's actually more bullish and more aggressive and putting more sanctions on Russia than the last administration. And that's another metaphor before we leave of what the left has become. Not everybody, but a lot. It's all talk. They talk a big game. I love black people. I love Hispanics. I love open borders. I love women. I love children. And then when push comes to shove, all they do, it's like, give me 30% of your taxes. Give me 40% of your taxes. Here's the healthcare that doesn't work, but we're going to make you buy it. And if you don't buy it, you're going to pay a 10% fee at the end of the year. All they do is talk. But here's the thing. In business and life, I'm going to give you a gem. Communication is important. Yes, talking is important, but in a business meeting, it's not what someone says. This includes Trump as well. It's not what they say. It's what they do. So if they say, you're a rock star anomaly, we're going to put you on the big stage and we're going to make you like Justin Bieber. And then I look at the contract and they're taking 95% of everything and they own everything, and there's a 50% or a $50,000 advance. I'll just give you guys a little insight to music stuff. An advance is actually a loan. So if they say, you're going to be a rock star, we're going to give you $1 million advance, that means it's $1 million loan. And if they own 95% of your music, that means if you make $1 million, they get 95%, you get 5%, which would be, $50,000, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe $5,000, $50,000, I think. Anyway, that money goes to pay off the loan. So they get the money and then you pay off the loan. Point I'm getting to is, it's not what people say, it's what they do. And the Democrats, and especially the media, which is my next story as well, all they do is talk, and they're the biggest goofy hypocrites ever. It's annoying. The Mueller report doesn't matter. Second story of the day is about the new Lil Dicky song. It's called Earth. It's featuring